Were any of y'all competitive as kids? Wanted to win at everything you did. Didn't matter what it was. You were the champion. You were the best that ever was. That's just, who you were. Because that was me. I was definitely a competitive child. I loved winning. I was obsessed with it. So that's why we were racing. The year was 2008. I was an 8-year-old child. That's how old I was. And and I went to go visit my cousins who, were in my age range. One of them was a little older, but the other one was 8 as well. So, we were pretty close. One of the things that I loved doing when I visited my cousins was challenge them to whatever it was that they had. But one of the things that they did have this one particular day were scooters. Scooters were so cool, and I didn't have one. So, being an 8-year-old, I go, hey, let's go play on these scooters. To which my 8-year-old cousin proceeds, okay. So we go outside, we scoot on the scooters and, having a good time up until we get to the end of the neighborhood. See, I didn't think anything of it at the time because I was 8. Well, I was 8. I didn't think anything about anything. So I look at my cousin and go, hey, let's race from here to the middle of the neighborhood. Because, what else are we going to do? Not race? So we get in position. We're ready. We are ready. A couple of her friends came out from their homes and, wanted to play with us as well. So as they were watching, we decided that they were going to be the referees of this race. So they were waiting in the middle of the neighborhood. As we get into position to start racing, they give us a countdown. 3, 2, 1. We take off. My feet is beating the floor. I am going as hard as I can to be in front of my cousin. Of course, she's right behind me though. So we are going. We are racing. We are zooming through this neighborhood faster than any Fast and Furious movie you've ever seen. Fast and Furious, watch out with Fast and Scooterists. Let's go. So we are scooting and getting closer and closer to the middle of the neighborhood. The kids are watching and cheering, making us feel all types of power. But I'm going off. I'm really thinking that I'm about to win this race. She is behind me. She is never going to catch up. I am the best that ever was. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. So, as we're getting closer and closer to the edge of this neighborhood, I am realizing that there is no turn option for this scooter. And my cousin, who obviously owned the scooter, knew how to turn. And she lived in a cul-de-sac, which is a rounded-ended neighborhood. So, as we're getting closer and closer to this edge, she turns, obviously, because that's what you're supposed to do. I don't turn. The scooter hits the curb of the cul-de-sac and I am sent flying forward. And when I say flying, I mean everything of me is off the ground. I am flying directly forward. And unfortunately, in front of me to where I was flying was a giant street lamp. So my face makes complete contact with the street lamp. And soon as my face makes contact, my 2 front teeth, which again, I was 8, fly straight to the back of my throat. I was known as Pikatooth for the rest of that summer.